Today on the channel, we'll be unboxing the world's most powerful telepath, the founder of Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, the man whose dream started a revolution, here on... Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Newman, and today we'll be unboxing Marvel Legends Warlord ProfessorX from Hasbro Toys. This 6-inch 1/12 scale figure boasts over 20 points of articulation. It comes with a swappable head and an extra pair of hands. In addition, the figure comes packaged in a retro cardback style. Now, I bought my figure as a pre-order from Walmart, as, you can tell from the box. It came about a week or so ago, along with my Venom figure. You can see that review at the link above. And as you can see, I bought 2 of the Warlord figures, unlike Venom. So the biggest question is going to be, will this figure hold up just as well as the Venom figure? Let's find out! Now, I only plan on keeping this one figure. The other one will actually be on my selling site, Newman Collectibles on Mercari.com. I'll leave a link in the description in case you're interested. My prices are generally not outrageous. They're usually just a little bit lower than the going price for any particular figure at the time. So now, I thought this extra piece of plastic was actually going to be a compartment for some more accessories, but it was just to protect the cape. And as you can see, the cape is actually outside of the plastic. I'm not a big fan of this setup. Because I usually, it's like, there's not a great way to get that cape out of there. But I got it out of there. So on first inspection, this is a great looking figure. Nothing revolutionary in regards to the sculpt. Looks like it's a bunch of reused pieces, minus the parts that are specific to this particular character. For those of you who only know this look based off of X-Men 97, the color scheme is based off the interior of this particular comic he's based off of, whereas the X-Men 97 one was based off of the cover of that particular issue. I wouldn't be surprised to see a variant of this figure down the line. So let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So let's start off with the head. So there is going to be a little bit of obstruction because this is a big old head. So, he gets a decent range of movement considering how big that helmet is. Probably going to face the same issue with the arms because of those shoulder pads, but they get a decent lift. There's no butterfly joints on this one. That's fine. We've got a twist up at the upper bicep. We've got double jointed elbows. Those are both very good. All right, we've got a wrist articulation. There's a hinge there, goes all the way around. There's a flex to it. Both are pretty decent. No issues there. His legs can go up to about there, so that's a pretty good range of movement. We've got a twist at the waist, a ab crunch with a hinge joint, no ball joint here. There is a cut at the upper thigh for both of the legs. Both legs are pretty decent. All right, that's good. We've got double joints at the knees. All right, there we go. Double joint here as well. Looks like we're going to have some boot cuts here. All right, that's fantastic. And we've got articulation in the ankles. They're both very good. Just your standard Marvel Legends ankles. They're not really doing anything too crazy with these, so that's good. All right, so articulation is pretty good on this figure. No issues, again, besides the head and the arms, but that is to be expected considering the size. Let's take a look at his accessories. Let's look at this extra head. Let's get him in focus here. And this is an excellent sculpt. A paintwork as well. The digital painting on this thing is fantastic. Eyes are very good. No blurring, no paint slop, and it looks like a kind of a merge of both Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy. Looks good. Let's check out his fist. So, he's got some hands. He's got hands for everybody. Let's go ahead and test out these accessories. Let's start off with the head. And that's great. That's detachable. So that's fantastic. We can get the head on here. And ooh, I like the collar that's on his bodysuit. That's nice. This looks very Tron, actually. This looks nice. This will be a good custom for people to use. This is nice. This looks really good. This is a sinister looking Xavier, though. I don't know. It looks a little creepy. Really leaning into that villain look. Although, I mean, the way he's written nowadays, he kind of is a bit of a villain. He went from a complex character to he's just like straight up the bad guy now. With the old Mr. Fantastic route, which is a shame. I honestly think that X-Men 97 had some of the best written stuff for Professor X in recent memory. He was both complex, he was flawed, he was human, but in the end, you felt like he was on the right side of history. I don't know about the comic version though, man. He seems a little skeevy. Let's go ahead and get him into some action poses. Now, it's Professor X. His greatest ability is his mind, so he's not going to be in a fight. He's he's the commander. He's the guy in the chair. Ooh, bad joke. But you get what I'm saying. He's not going to be doing a whole bunch of action stuff. But yeah, this looks good. This still looks good. Okay. I know in some continuities they've given him telekinesis in addition to telepathy. I think it's really just the Ultimate Universe that did that. But I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's a little overkill. He could just be the brains. Let's get him straightened out because we're going to see how well he balances on my ill-balanced table. Get them all straightened out. And that's the good thing about having these plastic capes is that even if the character isn't well balanced, usually the cape can act as another support. But it looks like he doesn't need the cape as a support. It balances very well. Let's go ahead and get some comparisons going on. Let's bring in a Mezco Magneto, his best frenemy out here. They look to be of equal height, which is good. It's good. I like that. It fits very well. These two figures fit very well together, even though they're different companies. Let's bring on another Mezco figure, the Mezco Wolverine. And he is quite a bit shorter than both of these other figures, so that's great. All in all, they scale very well together. I have to be honest, I don't quite know what I'm going to do with this Warlord Professor figure, because I already kind of have my X-Men setup as a very 90s X-Men setup. Not Warlord 90s, but X-Men #1 Jim Lee 90s. And I do plan on getting the Marvel Legends Xavier that's coming out soon, the reissue, and the yellow hover wheelchair to kind of complete that look. Now, I do actually have the X-Men in their blue and yellow costumes where they're all dressed alike. So I don't know. I could make another X-Men display, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I typically don't unbox things without a long-term plan for display. But I just really like this figure, so that's why I unboxed it. And speaking of displays, I gotta get these two back in theirs. All right. So again, I guess to wrap things up, this is a good-looking figure. I really like it. It's a little sparse in the way of accessories, but the overall sculpt, I just really like this look. It's lovely. It's very big helmet 90s, like Strife. Yeah, very lovely, fantastic even. Okay, final thoughts. This is a very good figure from Marvel Legends. It's a win, definitely. It's not to be unexpected because it's pretty much the same body that I've been reviewing for the past couple of figures now. So there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Add to the fact that it's a very good face sculpt for Professor X, and it has one of my favorite comic book designs. It's just so of its time. It's lovely. There's some nice paint work going on there. Even a little bit of blue on the metal of the face mask and his shoulder pads. It's really nice. I would have preferred a cloth cape. I always prefer cloth capes. But I don't hate the plastic one. It helps with stability, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of poses with this figure, so it doesn't really hurt the articulation. I guess if I did have one gripe, it would be the fact that you can see the seam on the plastic of the bald head of Professor X. But other than that, it's really good. Go out and get it if you can. So that's going to wrap everything up. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, hit the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.